All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. We've got a half a trading day today for U.S. markets. I think this week is going to come to an end real fast here now that we're past the jobs report this morning as well. So, not quite sure. There's a whole lot to do here today, but I do want to give you guys some updates on the commodity space, which, as many of you know, we've been following very, very closely. We have a very bullish thesis on the commodity space, so want to give you guys an update on that. So let's just give it another 30 seconds, and then we'll get started here. Good morning, everybody. Thanks, Christian, for the shout out. Everyone, say hi to Christian. He's a new gentleman on our team. You'll hear a lot about him here going forward. So everyone, say hi to Christian. And we'll get started in just a second. All right. Very good. All right, let's get started. Again, good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday, holiday shortened trading day today. U.S. markets closed, I believe, 1 Eastern tomorrow, of course. U.S. markets closed for 4th of July holiday. Want to go through a few things here. We'll keep it nice and tight. Obviously, if you have questions, please let us know. Do make sure that you are subscribing to the channel. It's free, but if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you'll be able to get updates in real time as we go live with analysis and so on and so forth. Also, give us a thumbs up, like, and on the video. That helps us with the algorithms being able to pick up our show so that we can continue to do this. Let's talk about the broader market first. S&P looks like futures are making a fresh all-time high this morning after that jobs report. The dollar is rallying, which is an update that I want to give you because I actually initiated a new long dollar position 2 days ago. I believe I mentioned that here as well. And then, of course, commodities are doing well. So let's quickly look at the indices. We can look at lithium as well and so on and so forth. But let me quickly go through the S&P first. So we are continuing to see basically rallies here that are lifting equities higher. And what you can see is we're now actually have broken above that the zone. Now, I will tell you, I'm not quite sure this is a full-on risk move. I am much more reluctant on the S&P than I am on the commodity space to be long. But again, I think this remains a trading market, so I really want to be open-minded as to what the next move is. Personally, I'm not buying stocks up here. I'm hedged S&P 500 futures, basically short, just against a basket of longs in the overall sort of net worth portfolio. But I don't have any longs in the S&P itself. To me, that risk reward just is really awful here at this point. On an index level, of course, we talk about Apple for the past few days. If you are a member in Trade Ops, I hope you've taken this trade. Apple, of course, is having a nice move here. It's up a few percent since the initial buy signal on Monday. We talked about that in real time. I think we mentioned it here as well. But we have a momentum buy signal in Apple. The next upside target is around $215 or so, maybe even up to $217 or so as the next upside target for Apple. As far as the dollar market is concerned, I talked about getting long the dollar. You can see the euro this morning plummeted. Plummeted. Yeah, no, I had a pretty big fall right after the jobs number, which came in better than expected, which basically means the dollar's up. So my long dollar position, by being long a short euro dollar futures, euro versus dollar, is so far doing well. I just think that the dollar index is oversold short term. I don't know how high it's going to go, but I do think if this can build some momentum, we could see the dollar index go towards 100 or so. What does this mean for stocks? I'm not quite sure it has much to do with stocks. It could be bullish, it could be bearish. I honestly don't know. Stocks at this point are almost 100% algorithmically and passive investing driven, which is why I think it's so dangerous right now to be extremely long stocks, which is not to say that there's not pockets that I want to be playing in, as I just mentioned, Apple, for example, being one of them. Risk assets in general are acting well, right? You saw that maybe yesterday. Bitcoin yesterday was up another almost 3% this morning, up 0.5%. And if I look at my dashboard this morning, I can see that Bitcoin essentially is leading most things, which is not that surprising because it's one of the more volatile assets. But you can see on a one-day basis, Bitcoin here leading the chart so far, and we'll see what happens when U.S. equities actually open. Again, the dollar's rallying, which is what you're seeing here as well. So this is my sort of dashboard. You can see I've got equities, equity sectors, I've got sector exposure, I've got yields, fixed income, commodities, global markets, currencies, fixed income across the curve, high yield, decade. So this is my sort of dashboard I like to do. I have other dashboards as well that are specifically built for commodities and currencies, but this is how I, as on the portfolio manager side, over at Blue Marlin Advisors, how I like to track markets with dashboards such as these, and of course the market rover. So let's talk about commodities here this morning because they are having another day here so far. We've been talking a lot about commodities as far as tailwind. I'll start with energy first. Energy stocks were one of the leaders yesterday in terms of performance. The XLE ETF, which tracks the equities energy sector yesterday, was up about 1.7% on the day. It's not yet in a bullish trend on the market rover, but it's starting to act a whole lot better. We've talked a lot about silver. I continue to mention how good silver looks overall. That's a commodity and a materials in the material space as well. So again, I don't know if here on a holiday shortened trading day, Thursday, with U.S. markets closed tomorrow, if there's a whole lot of moves here, but silver sure looks like it wants to continue to go higher. Gold's acting okay. Copper, which I've talked about now for endless amounts of time. I just think copper can go a whole lot higher. It's not right here, right now, necessarily today again, but I think it's a multi-week, multi-month, multi-quarter, multi-year story. I actually increased my copper long position yesterday in my personal account, just FYI, from a educational perspective. Lithium, LIT, is another part of the commodity space that's starting to act a whole lot better. Again, this is a weekly chart. It's not something that I have a whole lot of hopes for today. Again, it's a holiday shortened trading week, so trading day even. But lithium, LIT is the ETF for that, is making a move. Again, just like many other things, if I look at this from a trend following perspective, something like lithium it's not in a bullish trend, right? So these are just initial momentum bursts that we're seeing. So if you're using the market rover, you're not going to see trends yet because there are no trends yet. They're just initial moves. So if you look at lithium from a momentum perspective, so I'm going to type in LIT in our trender momentum indicator, you can see we did receive a new buy signal from a momentum perspective, right? That's this here a few days ago. So far, since that signal, lithium is up a few percent. The next profit target is around $40 or so. So that's lithium, LIT. And then again, if you guys have tickers, please let me know so I can look at them. The only other ticker that I really want to show you is Valero Energy. Again, same story here. Valero Energy from a momentum perspective. So if you're using a TST Trender momentum indicator, we have a very nice move here. This is momentum. We received an initial buy signal back on the 5th of May. So far, Valero is up about almost 20% since then. But again, there's no bullish trend yet. It's just momentum, and it looks like we might be able to break out here. I might initiate a long position in Valero before long. I don't have a position on there personally right now. At least I don't think I do. No, I closed it, I think, last week or something like that. So I'll probably re-enter something like this before long. But again, these are just momentum moves so far, because Valero Energy, again, if I type it into our market rover, is not yet in a bullish trend. In fact, it's neutral trend right now. So again, it's not a trend yet. These are just momentum moves that are starting to build, be that lithium, be that Valero Energy, be that the energy sector in general. So that's what we're seeing here. This is the weekly chart of Valero. You can see we've got, again, some initial momentum bursts building. So that's really all I want to go through here today. I'll keep it pretty short. If you guys have any questions, any tickers you want to quickly type in, I'll be happy to entertain those and stick around another couple of minutes. Otherwise, I'll let you guys go into a long weekend, a long holiday weekend, a long, warm summer weekend, hopefully for everybody. And then we'll see you guys back here on Monday with our next Set the Market morning session after the long weekend. If you are a TradeOps member, we'll be over there. I'll be there just a little bit here today. I don't think it's worth sticking around too much. And at 11 o'clock Eastern today, if you are a user and you own the TST Trender Momentum Indicator, then we have a member session at 11 o'clock Eastern today. Stan wants to look at ALB as a play on lithium. Let me see what our indicators are saying. So, okay, yeah, so it's possible that ALB might have a momentum move moving up here. So let's have a look at it. Let's go take our momentum indicator, the trender, and indeed we have a new momentum buy signal. So you can see we got a new momentum buy signal. We actually already reached the free profit target. So now with ALB, we have a trailing stop in place around $61.60. The free profit target has been reached. So yeah, ALB could work. Again, I don't even know the stock. I'm happy. Let's have a quick look at it, what the stock actually is. Stan, I'm going to type in ALB. Oh, I see. Yeah, I know this. I've heard of this company. 13 billion dollar market cap. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, ALB, put it on your radar, folks. Again, we've got a momentum, bullish momentum buy signal. Again, it's momentum, not trend. This is absolutely not in a bullish trend yet. In fact, ALB, again, on the market rover, this is purely a momentum. Does that make sense to you, Stan? Do you understand what we're saying when I say, it's not a bullish trend? In fact, it's still in a bearish trend, like horribly bearish, but there might be a momentum trade to the upside, right? There's a big difference. Does that make sense, Stan? Yes? No? Maybe? Let me know, because it's really important to distinguish between what's a trend and what is momentum, right? Those are two very, very different things. Most people mix those up, which is why a lot of people don't make money in the markets. But if we can distinguish between those two things, that goes a long way in making money in the markets. But yeah, ALB, interesting one. Let's put it on the radar, and we'll keep watching it. So that's all I got here, folks. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys back here. MO, yeah, we closed. We had a trend following position in MO. We closed it with a trade alert, Judy, on Monday or Tuesday. I can't remember. I think Monday. So that trade is no longer there. We got rid of it. It's not doing anything. MO, we thought they might be able to break out, but it's not, and it may at some point. But the reality is that MO is stuck in this range, and I don't really have a whole lot to do there. So thanks so much. If you don't like it, Stan, you don't have to be here. It's we're just giving you free value. So have a great weekend, folks, and we'll see you back here on Monday.